The FeSi can be described as an articulate humanist concerned with the social dynamics of a situation.
But at some point between seeing someone who is a stranger and then having them walk up to you, start a conversation, speaking for maybe 5 minutes, you're going to form a very strong opinion most times. What you're picking up on are very, very subtle cues. And if you get good at noticing when you feel these things, you're going to get better at picking up those cues.
A lot of times you have to be hard. You wear this outer structure, because when I used to walk around in Flint, Michigan, man, you had to have a swagger or somebody was gonna attack you. And I have to say, African Americans, there is a culture of verbal abuse. Where it's like, they think nothing of just, you're too sensitive. That's a verbally abusive statement.
As well as our overall societal conditions.
We're trying to achieve gender equality, but I think the really cool thing about he for she is that we aren't just, an education or an awareness campaign. Well, it's really interesting because there's this perceived notion that gender inequality was sort of a thing of the past, that we've sort of figured that one out and, we're kind of where we need to be. But when you start to look even just a little bit deeper beneath the surface, you start to realize that actually we've got quite a long way to go.
And that means that nobody around the world should be a stranger, bringing us closer together, because it should remind us that we're all fundamentally the same in terms of our aspirations, our hopes.
Now there are two general modalities this type will manifest: adaptive and directive.
It's been great so far.
Their adaptive modality will be accommodating to social protocols.
Which I got to see on the big screen, which was fabulous, wonderful, beautiful, made me cry.
Gotta let it happen, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is there any question
Nice.
about your Untitled project that
1,500.
Oh my
So we better
goodness.
get started.
Wow, that's
Now we've
amazing.
narrowed them down. I'm going to start with a.
Sometimes it was embarrassing. I was like, just go away. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Please don't stand and watch. But
While their directive modality will be the one to instigate a new social arrangement.
I suppose they're questions
Peter.
that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. Don't say what other people. This is a conversation that I'm having with you right now.
You're right.
Okay, so I'm just telling you right now. Okay, just put your manners back in.
Do you think I was out of line?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I apologise for that
Good.
sincerely.
Good.
Let's take a moment to become familiar with the FeSi's voltology.
Distrust them, or like them, or hate them. It's just neutral to you. But at some point between seeing someone who is a stranger and then having them walk up to you, start a conversation, speaking for maybe 5 minutes.
One of the most important ones was early in my life. One of my mentors, a man named Jim Rohn, said, "Tony, all you have to focus on in your life is find a way to add more value than anybody else does, and you'll never have to worry about anything. Be the person that does more for others, and life will just be anything you want out of it. Really is what it is." And so,
about is how many of you have had a brilliant moment? I mean, I'm talking, there was conflict in front of you, the kids might have been fighting, if you're a teacher, it was just a mess in the classroom. And at that moment, the right words at the right time just fell out of your mouth. You didn't know where they came from. And that conflict in front of you just...
collect, register, be aware of people that are taking action for gender equality. And that's really our main focus. Issues are to be talked about by women, that it's for women, and women are like
so-called mistakes that are in it, and maybe they lead you to something greater, and they develop you as a person, and they develop your relationships. So it's
This brief overview covers only a few of the expressions of the FeSi. Have you come across any FeSi in your life? Let us know in the comments down below or visit our forum at cognitivetype.boards.net.